Shapali, how are you doing? In this video, how to know if you have anger issues. So we're going to dive deep and explore a couple of issues, a couple of root causes why you're dealing with anger and frustrations. And of course, I share a couple of tips and solutions on what you can do when you want to deal with this anger and frustration you have. Okay, so how to know if you have anger issues. Let's say you are in a job that you hate, you feel angry and frustrated about it, but you don't really speak up. You don't really speak up when you get like, when your boss comes to you and he's commanding you and that sort of things. You just shut up and you push away your anger, right? You are suppressing your emotions. You come home and then you throw all your anger, all your frustration, you throw it into your household, right? On your wife, your husband, your spouse, on your children. Maybe you kick even the dog, or maybe you find other ways, to intimidate and control and manipulate other people. And then, you regret about it. When there's regret, well, in some way, that's a good sign that you're dealing with anger and frustration. But it's also a good sign that you have, let's say, more awareness. You have a sense of, self-awareness and self-reflection that you have an issue. Most people, unfortunately, they just keep going in their patterns with little to no awareness. So that's a good point, because here's the thing. We think about, anger, frustration is a bad thing, it's a negative emotion. And of course, in some way it is. But also it can be something positive, it's also a way to convert into a positive energy. And that's also what I will share with you in this video. Because, when anger becomes positive, let's say, they're like different kind of emotions, right? And let's say, you're feeling very apathetic, depressed, which is like an energy that's really contracted, or you feel very fearful, it's very contracted, right? And it's really become very, very introverted, right? You're just holding it back into yourself, you're suppressing it, and it doesn't really come out, which is a very dangerous thing, right? It's an ingredient for physical illness. It can be an ingredient for mental illness, and a lot more things. But an anger is something that's very expressive, right? It's expressing, it's coming out. And when it's coming out, your energies, your emotions can come out, and you can start to heal yourself. So that's a way to recognize that you're dealing with anger and frustration. Now, also, you might be saying, I feel angry about the world. I feel angry about the economic system, about, our society, how things are going, and this and that, and, you name it. Also, you're just projecting your anger, your frustration to the external world. But you're not really taking any responsibility to see, where is this anger really coming from? You're basically just blaming things in your external world, which are just out there. Now, so what? What are you going to do about it? So what do I know about anger and frustration? When I was about 15, 16 years old, I was struggling with a lot of anger. I felt angry that my parents went through a divorce. I felt angry that my mother left to the other side of the country, and I felt a sense of, abandonment. Okay, and I felt that I wasn't really loved and appreciated and recognized by my own family, right? By my own parents. And I felt angry that my father always came home angry, frustrated, and he was throwing his emotional garbage all over me. I was like a bin of emotions, basically. I was angry that, I couldn't really express myself, and I was angry at a lot of things. So when I was in high school, for no reason whatsoever, I just had a very intense anger outburst. Like I could find someone, someone maybe weaker, or maybe someone even bigger, right? Because I really wanted to prove how tough I was, how angry I really was. And I would find someone, and for no reason whatsoever, I would just go and punch him in the face, and I will throw him on the ground and use his head as a basketball. So the guy was bleeding and that sort of things. Of course, karma paid back what I was doing to others. So eventually I ended up in a fight with the wrong guy, and he got his friend, and eventually I was fighting against 3 others, and of course I didn't won that fight. So I was at home with bruises and that sort of things, and I even had to go to the police, and the guys went to prison. So that was pretty bad. So that's why I decided, I got to do something with this. So I joined the boxing club when I was about 16 years old, and that really helped me. It really helped me, to work on the physical intentions, the physical tensions, because that anger, that emotion stays stuck in your body, right? So you got to work on that, and sports helped me a lot to get out of that. Now, is it the complete solution? No, of course not, because I felt more relaxed. I became a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more peace of mind. I became a little bit more calm. I reduced my sense of aggression, because I went to the gym for 3 times a week, and throwing some punches really helps you. But when I was about 17 years old, I came out of high school, and the only thing I really wanted was to join the Dutch Marine Corps, right? Because I was still living in Holland. And my father disapproved that idea, because I liked the idea of, travel, adventure and survival and fighting, something I was already used to anyway in my childhood. But he neglected that idea, and he said, you know what, you need to go to college. So, of course, we ended up in a fight, which was very common between him and me. So that's probably where it might be coming from. So eventually I went to college, shipping, logistics, that sort of things, and there I found a sense of hope and inspiration, because the teachers were very inspirational, hey, when you do your best, you work hard, you can climb up the corporate ladder and you have success and that sort of thing. So that resonated with me for a while. But then I got my degree, and I found a job in the corporate world, in the shipping industry. And during my college years, I was already, had a part-time business for myself, which went pretty well. I thought so. And then I had a job, and I felt very disappointed at how everything was. And I didn't really express that so much. So again, I became very depressed again. And that went on for about 13 months or so. And then, I was so angry. I became very angry. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it can be something positive as well. So I decided, this world doesn't give a shit about me. Nobody gives a shit about me. I'm just going to make money for my own business and that sort of things. And I, learned things about internet marketing, that sort of thing. So I decided to start my own internet business. And after 2.5 years, I was finally breaking through. I was making money and that sort of things. But, I was still someone with a very immature boy psychology, right? I wanted to prove my worth through accomplishments. And that was really what my energy was about. Long story short, but then again, I ended up in another depression and burnout and struggling with more anxiety and that sort of thing. So, from boxing, starting my own business, and then I had a realization. Sorry, there are golfers here. I need to kind of watch out. I had a realization that I had to dive deeper within myself, and that's how I actually turned it into mindfulness and meditation and more advanced personal and spiritual development. And that's really my recommendation for you as well, is to really dive deeper within yourself, working out these emotions and that sort of thing. So mindfulness, becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions, where is this really coming from, because hey, we have different kind of energies right inside ourselves. We have masculine energy that has a part that is, can be aggressive, but again, that can also be a good thing sometimes, as long as you don't hurt others. But that's an energy that is getting out there, right? It is fighting the battle. Now you need to be very wise in what kind of battle you're choosing, because here's the thing, and that's how you can turn this energy into something positive. Let's say you find a problem, a challenge in the world, and you, let's say as an entrepreneur, as a problem solver, you go and get out there, you provide the solution to the problem, and you don't stop until you have solved the problem, until you have changed the world in some way. And you need to have in some way, like a warrior's attitude for that. You need to have a fighter spirit for that in order to accomplish that job. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it can be good as well. Now, also another thing Also, what I wanted to say, you know, like some people, they're very angry about how things are going on with the world, you know, like I mentioned before. I recently had someone during my meditation walk, and you know, she was like angry about, you know, monetary system and economics and politics and how doctors are selling medicine and, you know, you name it. And again, I said, you know, like, well, you know, I totally agree with a lot of things that you're saying, but you know, it's not going to change unless you are going to change. Because, you know, the only corner in this entire universe, what you can change is your own corner, right? Is to take responsibility for your own thoughts, emotions, and state of being, and of course your actions, your behaviors. So I asked her, like, you know, you're expressing your anger, you know, you're projecting it to external things that you can't change, but now take more, you know, self-responsibility for yourself. You know, where is this anger really coming from, you know? And my point is that the reason why a lot of people are angry is because they are angry at themselves, is because they haven't found their place in this world. They haven't really found a way, like, where do I belong? You know, what is my place here? What is that I came here to do? What is it that gets me up in the morning? What is it that I want to fight for? Okay, what is that I believe in? What is that I value? And what kind of value can I give to others? And that's really something to think about, you know, like a lot of people are angry because they haven't really figured out their purpose. So what is your purpose? It means like doing that what you love and enjoy doing most. And that's really a process that you need to embrace. It's not like one quick fix that, you know, do one thing and you have figured it all out, you know. Can work, you know, for some people. For most of us, it is a process, especially when you have like different layers of emotions and that sort of things that you need to get rid of first, you know, and, you know, lift up your own emotional state of being. And then when you get rid of the negativity, you fill you up with positivity, then eventually your state of being can flow over to the world. And then, you know, you can find a cause you want to fight for that gets you up in the morning and you want to get out in the world. So that's something I want to give to you. So if you want to learn more about, you know, working out these negative emotions, you know, getting rid of these blocks, and connect with your purpose, then of course I also have some additional free training for you that you can find out when you click the link below this video, and that gets you to a whole new and other level. Also, I have a video that is about what is wrong with our masculinity, which also has a lot to do with this, and also a video about self-esteem, you know, which also can be very related to this. So, Jean-Paul here, hope it was helpful. If you saw any value in this, then make sure to leave your comments below, like and subscribe if you want to get more videos like this, then just let me know. Alright, hey, Jean-Paul here, take care for now, bye bye.